Hi, this is Paul Slack. It's Good News Planet speaking to Jessie Price. Hi, Jessie. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Okay, good. Where good taste meets good health. Look at all those good words. And Jessie's an editor-in-chief of EatingWell. Is that right?
I'm just the food editor. The editor-in-chief is my boss.
Okay. And the EatingWell Test Kitchen, you're involved there as well, right?
That's right. Yep. We have a whole test kitchen with a whole team of people who test and develop recipes for us.
Beautiful. Now, I have in front of me a beautiful book. It's called Eating Well, One Pot, Easy, Healthy Recipes for 100-plus Delicious Dinners, and then the word meals. A meal, is there a difference between dinners and meals?
Well, one-pot meals, we just like the sound of it. Let's be honest. They're all dinners in here, though.
I like a meal, though. I like a real meal, and I like, like vegetables and, hot food and real food. And we're able to do that in one. Do we need a Crockpot? How do we do this?
You know what? There is a little bit of something for everyone in this book.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that all of these recipes have in common is that they are all made in just one pot, whether it's a skillet, it's a slow cooker, it's a Dutch oven, or even a salad bowl. So it means they're easy and there's less cleanup. And a lot of people appreciate that if they're in charge of the dishes.
Yeah, I'm a one-pot kind of a person as well. So give us a couple examples here.
Well, there's tons of warm, hearty, wintry food in this book, as you might imagine. I mean, that's sort of what you expect when you say one-pot meals. So we have lots of soups. There's a Southwestern bean and barley soup that you make in the slow cooker that I actually have going at home right now. I figured I was going to be busy today, and I could walk in the door when I got home, and that would greet me. And it's all, spiced with chili powder, cumin, oregano, and I have some greens, so I'll just throw together a salad, and that's my dinner. Okay,
very nice. Is there anything as such as a one-pot breakfast?
Well, yes, of course there is. And actually, in the Casserole chapter, there's something that sort of crosses the line between breakfast and dinner. I would serve it for either, but it's a Southwestern chili cheese casserole, and it is just fabulous. It's sort of like strata, but it's got chilies, cheese, tortillas, eggs, and you could definitely serve that for breakfast if you wanted to. But again, you could serve it for dinner also.
So what would be the routine in making that? So you have to, do you start off thinking, what pot should I do this in? And then you make sure you have all the ingredients all together. What's the approach? I mean, you have the recipe, follow the recipe.
Yeah. And, the way I approach cooking usually is, hey, what do I have? What's in my refrigerator? What's in my cupboard? Like last night I went home, I knew I didn't really know what was for dinner, and I had a bunch of eggs, I had some frozen spinach, some jalapenos, cheese, and I made a big frittata in a skillet. That would be the kind of, my typical approach, which is like, what do I have? Then the other approach, which is the planner's approach and really more recommended, is look through a book like this, see something you like, write a shopping list, go to the store, plan out your meals. I really, I think for most people that works a lot better, if you plan ahead and you know what you're going to make so that you don't get home and go, oh, forget it, I'm just going to, call and order a pizza or something like that.
You have a lot of Asian, Vietnamese flavors and Chinese sweet and sour pork and are people afraid to make Chinese food?
I think people are afraid of all different kinds of ethnic food, and they shouldn't be, because if you go to most supermarkets today, you can find a lot of awesome ingredients. It's not like you need a ton of different kinds of ingredients, but, something like chili garlic sauce, it is this amazing ingredient. You put a tablespoon of it into a dish, and it just brings it to life. There's so much nuance and flavor in an ingredient like that. It's not hard to find. It's not expensive. So there's nothing to be afraid of. And this book, really holds your hand so that, if you aren't used to buying, say, Thai curry paste or whatever, it tells you where to look for it, and it assumes that maybe you might not, you may be one of those people that is more intimidated about that type of cooking.
Mm-hmm. And Jessie, I'm very impressed here with your resources towards the end of the book here. You have vegetable roasting guide, and you're really helping people. Vegetable steaming guide, and you have the kinds of vegetables, grain cooking guide. Know your pots, and that's something of and to itself. Know what kind of a pot to use, right?
Yeah, definitely. And, with those vegetable cooking guides, our mantra, because we are all about healthy eating, is, eat more fruits and vegetables, always, always, always. And so a lot of the recipes in this book are loaded with vegetables as it is, but it never hurts to have an extra vegetable side dish on your plate. The new recommendations are you want a little more than a half of your plate to be vegetables, at dinner time. So, that's why I include things like the vegetable roasting guide in here.
And like, here, look at this, tomatoes. Is that how you like to, is that how you really should do it? To take the skin off a tomato, do I understand this right? You put it in water?
Well, you know what? That is something that is, you don't have to do that for every single recipe, but for recipes where it tells you to peel a tomato, yes, you make a little X with a knife in the bottom of your tomato, not deep, just a little thing on the skin. Drop it into boiling water for, 30 seconds, a minute, something like that. Pull it out, and the whole skin will be loosened, and you can just slip it right off.
Oh, no.
I know. It's easy.
Yeah, it's easy when you know, right? How about this?
Yeah.
Here's another winner here. Shrimp, how to peel and devein.
Yeah, well, you know what? I prefer buying these things called, quote, easy peel shrimp. If you can find them, they're awesome. They actually have the back of the shrimp. It's already slit and clean, and you just pinch the shell, and it comes right off. Or, of course, you can buy already peeled shrimp, or you can buy already cooked shrimp, too. But I love the easy peels. But then, if you're not an experienced cook and you happen to buy shrimp with their shells on, and you get home and you go, ooh, how do I clean this thing? These pictures will show you the little easy step-by-step photos.
Yeah, I love this. Be sure to buy dry sea scallops, wet scallops, which have been treated with sodium, I don't know, a big word here, STP.
Dry polyphosphate.
Not only are mushy, they're less flavorful. I would think with all those, whatever they're throwing on there, it would be more flavorful, but terribly flavorful. No, I'm just kidding. But, not browned properly. Wow, just these thoughts alone. So, why are you in this business?
Well, because I love food. I love cooking, and, I love helping people make, healthy cooking a way of life. It's fun for me, and, I've been doing it for almost 8 years now, working at EatingWell, and I just love it every day. It's something different, and I think, our readers really appreciate it, and we hear from them all the time about, oh, I made this or that recipe. It was so great. And that really makes it, affirming when you see those comments from readers.
If I would only have one piece of cookware, it would be a cast iron skillet, says Perla Myers.
Yeah.
Okay. A lot of good stuff in this book. Wow. It's really wonderful. Congratulations. Anything else we should be telling, at least at this moment, to our audience?
Well, if they're interested in the book, they can find it at EatingWell.com, and I hope you'll check it out. I'm sure you'll love it, and, it's got over 100 recipes, so there's a little bit of something for everyone in there.
Fantastic. And last question, what's good news for you, Jessie?
What's good news for me? Well, I am also the food editor of the magazine here, and we're just finishing up our March-April issue right now today. So that's good news on the work front for me.
Great. What are some special things in it this month?
Well, we have a whole feature on breakfast coming up in that issue, and one on healthier meatballs, which happens to be a favorite of mine.
All right, beautiful. Well, you have a great magazine. This is a magnificent book. So it's Eating Well, one pot meals, and thank you, Jessie, for sharing a lot of good information with us.
Thank you so much.